Hey everyone, welcome back to another Blue Surf trading video. Today we're looking at the E-mini S&P 500 futures on the 1-minute chart, and we're going to go over a concept that I've been studying on YouTube called the U-turn, and it's by a guy named Quant Trade Edge. He's the only one that I've seen talking about this, but essentially it's a Gann swing to the upside or downside, and it's going to kind of show a start of a reversal or a swing, if you will. How this works is, here's the first swing, because this candle made a new high, and then this candle broke the low. This candle made a new high, broke the low, so that's the second swing, so we'll enter after the break of that candle. So it's kind of like the start of the fifth wave, if you will, if you're an Elliott waver, but that's not exactly what we're doing here. The reason you wouldn't count this swing as the first entry, because that could be just an ABC and it could go to the downside. There's more of a chance this will go up. Now I am just testing this right now. I have different types of reversal patterns that I trade in the futures market and in the forex market, but in this case we're just testing this. In this case, the stop wouldn't go below this candle. It would go down here just in case we get a pullback. So in part two, if we do another one, we'll do where we tighten the stop up. But in this case, I also am testing this a little bit different than what Quant Trade Edge was doing in the YouTube video. I'm testing all reversals here, and I believe that he was just doing a reversal after an extended move. So in this case, we got a 1-to-1, which is 111 points, and we got all the way up to a 2.5-to-1. So moving along. Now I'm only trading this from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., although some trades did go longer than 3 p.m. Usually I'm scalping futures. I only go till 3 p.m. in the afternoon. You can get a little dicey after that. And I don't like trading the first 30 minutes, 9:30 to 10, so I start trading at 10. So here's the first swing down, Gann swing. Here's the second one, so we enter there, stop down here. And we just missed a 1-to-1. In this case, if you put your stop here, you would have gotten the 1-to-1 and probably just a 1 to 1.5. So that's a loss. Here's your first swing down, breaks the top, comes back. In this case, I didn't count this as the second swing. I started over after this pullback because I thought it was deep enough to start over with in the new wave, but in some cases I think I did put my stop or put my stop order there. So you're going to have to, most of the time I did put it there. In this case I thought it was good enough just to start a new wave. And so here's the first one here, breaks this candle right here, breaks this candle again, there's the entry. Comes all the way down to here. I just did this so in case you had another account and you want, or another pair, another forex pair, something like that, and you were in this trade, but then you saw another trade here. So let's just go over that. It's a loser. It looks like, looks like you did probably get 1-to-1 there. That's set to 1.2. I don't know. It doesn't look like it. Depends on if you would have moved your stop to break even, but in this case, I'm not moving the stops in this test. But you did get this is your first wave up, first swing, second swing, breaks this candle, boom. But back to this original trade where we entered here, it does go all the way to a 1-to-1. And here's another one here. Here's one of those other trades. This is actually it's another loser, another almost 1-to-1 loser. And another one where you would have, if you would have tightened up your stop right at the swing. So here's the first swing, second swing, entry. So that'll be in part 2. If we do that video, that would have been a winner. But we're not, that's just a secondary trade. We're only interested in this big trade right here. And that's over. Here's the next one here. We get the first swing here. Comes down, second swing, boom, we're in. And it goes to a 1 to 1.5 at least, or a 1-to-1 at least, but all the way to a 1.5. But we're just counting the 1-to-1s right now, so another 27-point win. At the end of the day, we're left with 121 points. That's amazing on the ES. It's like $50 a point, so you do the math there. That's incredible. All right, on to Tuesday. Here's your first trade. We get the first swing here. Go up, second swing. Here's one of those cases where it did go below and trapped these traders here and then went back. So we're counting this as the first or the second swing up. Enter. We get a 1-to-1. I like the 1-to-1 because you can set the trade and then walk away, and whatever happens, happens. So that's why I do the 1-to-1. In this case, you got a 1-to-2 and more. So here's your first swing, second swing, and entry. Very nice trade there. So we went up, broke this structure, and we got the pullback, but it ended up being a bigger correction. That's a loser, a 42-point loser. So there's your first swing down right here. There's your second swing. Well, you know what? That's actually not a second swing down, because this is an inside bar. We can remove that. All right, we got an ABC move here. And here is the first trade. This is your first swing right here. Second swing right there. Boom. Entry, pullback, doesn't get to our stop, and we get a 1-to-2. Very nice. Again, I'm just showing the 1-to-2. We're only counting the 1-to-1 in points. Here's another one here. First swing, down. Second swing, complicated. Looks like a 5-wave correction. 2, 3, 4, 5. Little swing failure pattern there, and boom. We just missed the 1-to-1, and then we got this crazy candle. That's probably the Fed meeting minutes or something. No, that's Wednesday. I don't know what that was. Someone was giving a speech. So we just missed that one. Here's your next trade. You get this swing. Boom. Pull back. There's your first one. Second one here, we trap those traders. ABC move here, another swing failure pattern. Entry, and another 2-to-1. All right, it's a 60-point day. Another good day. 60 points times 50. That's 3,000 points, or $3,000. I mean, it's completely ridiculous. I mean, and this is a really good trading week for this system. I'm glad I remembered to try it after this week, but once we keep testing this every week, it's not going to be like this every week, trust me. It never is. So you're going to have to do your own back testing. But so far, this is a really good concept that Quant Trade Edge has come up with. So, and again, I'll link the video and in the description to his video so you can watch it. Here's the first trade of the day. We got your first pullback. Second complicated 5-wave pullback again. Entry. I think this stops us out. Yeah, okay, so that's a stop. But we get another entry right here based on this. So it's going to stop us out right here. But we got to swing, first correction, second correction. Entry is here if you were not in that other trade. Since we were, we got to enter right here, and boom, we get a 2-to-1. Again, we're only counting the 1-to-1 in this test. We'll go back and maybe do another 2-to-1. But my second part of this video is going to be probably tightening up the stops, but we'll see. It's good so far, though. So we got a 17-point gain this day. So definitely down from the other 2 days, Monday and Tuesday, but pretty good so far. I mean, 17 points, $50 a point, still a $600 day or more, $700 day, ridiculous. All right, Thursday the 10th. Okay, let's see here. We got your first correction here. Second correction. So this should go up here. I messed that up a little. And bring this down. And that's a huge trade. All right, definitely a 1-to-1, definitely a 1-to-2. All right, here's the next trade. First swing down. Second swing, no, we don't get, here it is right here. Second swing, the break of this candle, and then this should be right there. So we definitely get another 1-to-1 at 75 points. Oh, just deleted that. And you actually do get another trade right here, like I was doing on that first day. But we get the 1-to-1, and there's another trade. Where is it? Here's your first swing, second swing. Like I said, if you wanted to enter on another account, or you found a pair that was similar in the forex market, you could enter that. So here we go. First swing, second swing, entry, another 1-to-1. And we got a 204-point day. Going good so far, huh? Like I said, I like the simplicity of this. It's very mechanical, no moving average, no indicators on the chart. Although one way you could possibly do this is if you only took setups with the 200 EMA, or if you only took setups after the 1-minute RSI was oversold or overbought, or even since we're on the 1-minute chart, you could do the 5-minute RSI if that was overbought or oversold. But this is the first test. We're just testing everything. So here's the first trade on Friday. Here's your first swing up, second swing, entry, and we get a 1-to-1, just barely. In this case, you probably could go put your stop here since this is the bigger swing. But like I said, this is the first test. And here is another big trade. Here's your first swing. And here's your second swing here, entry. you were dollar cost averaging, this would be a good place to buy. But in this case, with this sweep, and then it moves to the downside, I would have been thinking we were going to get stopped out. So I would not have been doing dollar cost averaging down here, or even at the 50% because of this candle. In fact, I remember this trading on Friday. I thought that this was going down. This was really good set up on the 5-minute chart also, and I was really surprised that it went up and stopped out. And I was kind of like, oh man, the traders today that went short on the 5-minute, they got destroyed. So sorry if you got stopped out on Friday. And here is another trade within the trade that works. Looks like another 2-to-1. And here's your first swing. Second swing down, entry. Not a bad stop. And another 28-point win. And the first trade also goes to profit here. So, you know, I mean, you don't have to do it on a different account, these secondary trades. You can enter again. I mean, that's a good place to enter again if you want to put more risk on and you think this trade. And I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't have done it on this case because of this swing failure here. But if it was one of the other ones we've covered, you can do it on the same chart. You can do it on the same account. But the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ move together a lot, so maybe you do it on the same account, but like I said, a different pair or a different. You can go over to the micro NASDAQ and do it there if you want. But here's another trade here. First swing, this candle breaks the low, swing up. Second swings, that's a trap. Boom, entry. You missed the 1-to-1. You do get the 1-to-1 here. But like I said, with this test, we're not moving the stops, and we're putting the stop at the very last swing point. And I wasn't sure if we would have taken this trade in real life because of how high we're up here. So here's the first swing. Then you get this. I'm thinking, I mean, for the test, we definitely take it, but I'm not sure if we take that. But it's a stop. It's a 31-point stop. You get another trade within a trade here. This is what you sometimes can't do on the same account because it's a reversal, and that's considered hedging. So you would have to make sure you don't do that in the futures market if you have a funded account, because that's probably not allowed. But it's a 1-to-1, looks like, and that's good after getting stopped out there. And then we have another one here. There's your first swing, second swing, really tight, and then boom, we get a 1-to-1 there. Finish the day off, and it's another profitable day at 52 points. So I thought I had the totals here somewhere. Something crazy. Anyway. Oh, I have that. 121, 60, 204, 181, 17, 188, 198, 298, 302, 402, and 454. That's a crazy week on the ES. Using this Uturn concept, this Uturn system, using Gann swings. Taking the second Gann swing after a reversal. So I'll link the Quant Trade Edge video. Just wanted to get this out. If I do a part 2 of this video, I'm not sure yet. If I do, I will tighten up the stops and we'll go for a 1-to-2. And then we'll go for a 1-to-1 and we'll calculate that, and then we'll go for a 1 to 2 and see how that would have worked out. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I haven't made a video in a long time. I've been trading more futures than forex. I'm just trading forex on a demo account now, hoping up a new account sometime soon so I can do some longer term investing only on the 4-hour and daily and weekly charts. I think that'd be fun to do. But right now I'm just doing I'm just trading futures on Apex funded accounts, and I got some evals that I'm working on now. Got $150,000 eval I'm working on. So if you want those accounts and if you want some profitable trading setups I've been working on, just shoot me a comment and we'll figure something out. I don't have an affiliate link yet for Apex or Top Step or anything right now, but I want to get those. And I was thinking about, if someone buys from my affiliate link and I get a small commission, I would give them some trading setups I've been working on that I know are profitable. But like I've said before, just because a setup is profitable doesn't mean that you're going to be profitable. It takes time and you got to execute. So hope you enjoyed the video. This is some crazy trading right here. Really nice and mechanical. Seems to work. At least it worked this week. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks a lot, guys. Later. Hey, everyone.